Spotted Report. It's the first Friday of February, which means it's time to tackle some news in the world of horror. To get started with in movie news, the novel 𝗘𝗾𝗂𝗶𝗽𝗺 by Andrew Michael Hurley is ramping up for its film adaptation starring Matt Smith and Morfydd Clark. Set in the 1970s rural England, this film will be an in-depth look at supernatural folklore and familial trauma. 𝗘𝗾𝗂𝗶𝗽𝗺 is currently in pre-production with shooting to begin in the UK later this spring. Musician and filmmaker Flying Lotus is set to follow up his 2017 body horror film 𝗘𝗾𝗂𝗄 with the new sci-fi horror film Ash. The film is set on a distant planet wherein a woman wakes up to find the crew of the space station she is residing on has been killed violently. Screenplay is penned by Johnny Rumbler with XYZ Films and GFC Films producing. Production is scheduled for this summer. The 2022 Sundance Film Festival marked a series of historic moments for all lovers of horror. The genre dominated the festival with such films as Piggy from Carlotta Pareda, Hatching from Finnish director Hanna Bergholm, the Danish film Speak No Evil from Christian Tofstrup, Master from Mariama Diallo, Chloe Okuno's Watcher, Resurrection from writer-director Andrew Siemens, and of course, Nanny, directed by Nikatu Juso, which won the 2022 Grand Jury Prize. I'm looking forward to watching each and every one of these noteworthy entries. In breaking news, Scream 6 has been announced. That's it. That's all we know. More to be followed in the next several days with articles strewn across the web with clickbait headlines promising more information but instead only offering weak speculation. From Scott B. Hansen, the creator of the 2020 Halloween-infused film Bad Candy, comes an announcement of his next project and an Indiegogo campaign to help finance it. A female death metal band made up of vampires is hopping from one town to the next, playing shows and seeking victims until they come across the wrong town full of cannibals. Currently titled The Virginia Bitches, this is one we'll be keeping an eye on in the next coming months if it garners enough interest or funding. Revenge director 𝗘𝗾𝘂𝗶𝗽𝗺 is finally making her next film, The Substance, and has just cast Demi Moore to star alongside Margaret Qualley. Little is yet known about this project aside from it's going to be a feminist slant on body horror, which is all I need to hear. I'm all in. The Long Walk, directed by Laos's first female filmmaker, Maddie Doe, is finally getting its wide release in select theaters February 18th and digital VOD platforms March 1st. The critically acclaimed film premiered at the Venice Film Festival in 2019, then later at the Toronto International Film Festival. The Long Walk is reportedly a time-traveling drama set in Laos and follows a ghost that can transport an aging hermit 50 years in the past to the point of his mother's death. Moving on to the world of horror in TV news, The Walking Dead will return this month to continue its 11th and final season on February 20th. This season has been planned to be released in 3 parts, and with only 16 episodes left to go, there's no telling how much sluggish, brooding dialogue and how little story they'll be able to pack in for the time remaining. In a mixture of video game and TV news, the acclaimed American McGee's Alice is in development as a TV series by Radar Pictures. David Hayter has been attached to the project as showrunner, and according to American McGee himself, David brings imagination, experience, and stealth sneaking skills gained through successful missions in film, TV, and video games. A unique combination sure to make this adventure into Wonderland a successful one for the franchise and the fans. I am excited to be working with him and know the Alice fans will welcome him with mad affection. No casting, production, or release details are available at this time. A new show on Epix is launching February 20th, From. Starring Lost Harold Perrineau, the series explores the mystery of a middle America town that traps anyone who enters. Created by newcomer producer John Griffin, the series is currently slated for 10 episodes in its first season. Now let's go ahead and take a break from the news and find out what's being released this month on VOD and digital streaming platforms. results are in for the quiz of what would you like to see coming from Shudder in February, and the overwhelming majority of you said that it should be the 2008 Thai movie, coming soon. Better get on it, Shudder. For this month's quiz, the Rotted Report is asking you, what is your favorite horror subgenre? Is it A, slashers, B, haunting/paranormal, C, body horror mayhem, or D, monster movies/creature features? Go ahead and leave your answer in the comments below. We'll tally them up, and next month we'll find out what our collective favorite horror subgenre really is. It's time for this month's Rotted Rant, where I use this platform and editorialize a little bit with my opinion about anything horror. And today's opinion is all about, well, platforms. When a studio is tired of earning pennies for selling rights to distribution and see only dollars left on the table, then decide to start their own service, they don't just inherit the wealth from a new digital platform. They inherit a mountain of technical headaches and customer responsibilities. Not long ago, we only had a few options for streaming, but they were robust and loaded with content. Over time, that content has been spread to the four winds as more and more holders of intellectual property try to gain their own foothold on the streaming market. The problem with that is all too often they don't find themselves up to the challenge of the site design, stability, infrastructure, or customer service inherent in delivering that massive of a bandwidth load to users all over the nation or the world across multiple device platforms in a reliable or even functional level. Shudder is a fantastic service with content to please so many horror fans, but they have been plagued with technical issues and a massive gap of communicative customer service to respond to problems. Amazon Prime, a name so big it should never have any issues whatsoever, is bereft of any web-based functionality for casual browsers. Sure, if you know what movie you want, it's great, but if you're just perusing for something on a Friday night, the design is abysmal and pert near unusable. It honestly seems like the only site that has loads of content, easy to use browsing across any device, and consistently reliable streaming quality is Tubi. Look, if you're tired of selling lemons and you want to open your own lemonade stand, that's fine. But you better make damn sure you have plenty of ice and your cups are clean. We're stretched too thin with the number of monthly subscriptions we have as it is. That should about do it for this February edition of the Rotted Report. Thank you so much for joining us here. If you like this, please click like and subscribe. Remember, next time you want some horror news, first make sure that it's good and rotted.